Yes, good evening. Good evening. It's my pleasure to be here again. Once again, good evening and welcome to this live broadcast. I do this, well, it's supposed to be every day, but sometimes one thing or the other I miss, just like I've missed a few days, before now. Now, tonight I'm talking about what I title Shallow Waters and Deep Waters. Shallow waters and deep waters. The shallow waters are for others, while the deep waters are for you. Oh, this statement came alive to me, I think yesterday, when I heard, a minister of God use them and use them beautifully. The shallow waters are for others, while the deep waters are for you. Now, the Lord is taking you and I through certain things in which it's not everything that He's taking you through that He expects you to share with others. It's not everything that God is taking you through right now that He expects you to share with others. Now, the shallow waters, that which is it's doctrine, which is simple, is for people to to understand God better, so as to move ahead and all that. They are for all. You can even share with children. You can share with immature in the faith. It doesn't matter. These things are for all. But there are certain dealings that He's dealing with those who are working closely with Him, with people who is calling for special purposes, and you may be one of them. He does not expect you to share with everyone. Now, take that and note it very well. That which He is doing with people, that which He is doing with you, that which He's doing with you, is not all that He's doing with you, that He expects you to share with others. There are certain things He's doing with you that are meant to be between you and Him alone, at least for now. Be careful that you do not say everything that He's doing with you out there. Sometimes we do it out of a pure heart. We just want to share with someone, if the Lord wants you to share it. And sometimes the Lord will want you to share with someone who is above you, someone who He has taken through same thing, someone who maybe is a mentor or some who will understand your plan. And not all your mentors will even understand that which He's asking you to go through, that which He's teaching you, that which He's dealing with you on, and that which, He will want you to share. There are certain mentors for certain things that He's taking you through. Now, in Matthew 13:11-13, Jesus was talking about telling the disciples, that because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom, but it's not given unto them. Now, He was saying that, look, when I am teaching you, I will, when I'm saying things to you, I will say certain things to you. I will deal with you in certain ways that I will not deal with others the same way. Now, He will go through certain things with you that He will not do with others, and it is intentional. You must be able to internalize that which God is taking you through right now. That which God is doing with you exclusively. You must be able to understand the difference between that and that which is given to you, so that you can share with others. When you do not do that, when you make the mistake of sharing that which is sharing with you, the dealings is having with you that is meant to be only for you, when you make the mistake of sharing it with the world, you are going to be causing certain things. Let me go through them. Number one, the Lord is asking you to internalize these things because of Himself, for His own sake. Oh, you don't know that you can hurt the cause of God? You can. You see, the Lord is working some things in me, working some things in other people that you see every day. There are so many people that God is doing certain things in their lives. When you come and you say certain things before their time, you're going to make God look bad. Oh, you say, how do you make God look bad? It's the biggest this thing. He will always come out well eventually. But at the moment, When you say certain things that the Lord has not asked you to say, that the Lord does not expect you to share, when you share with people, sometimes what you do is that you hurt God. As in, you hurt his cause, his cause. What he's trying to do in some people's lives and all that, you will, with your revelations of what he's doing with you, you may hinder them. You know, there are certain things God will ask of you that you may not be able to prove with the scriptures. There are certain things you're saying that at that moment, even you have not fully grasped. It's just, you know, they are coming to you as a surprise. Is it possible? Can God ask me of this? Can God say this to me? Can God say this to anyone? Yeah, I said it to people before, you know. And then is this doctrinally correct? Is this, while you are going through that and all, be careful that you do not open your mouth and say it to everyone and make the cause of the Lord to suffer. So because of him, for his sake, you must be careful that it's not everything that the Lord is taking you through. It's not everything the Lord is showing you that is good. You are sharing with others. There are some that are shallow for everyone to be in, that everyone can swim in. There is the deep waters that is not everyone, but those who are well trained, you know, to stay at the deep end. The second reason that God will want you to internalize some things and not share with everyone is for your sake. Oh, for your sake. Many of us suffer for the things that come out of our mouths. The most of the things we suffer, maybe due to envy, jealousy, and all that from friends, from neighbors, it's because of the things that we share. The things God is doing with us, and we are so quick to share. It has not become a testimony, so it has not fully matured. So it's not as if you can even share the bounty or the goodies with the people. Only the story of what God is doing, and then it's making you look special, you know, to them, even if you didn't mean it to. It's making you, I mean, it's sounding like, are you now special, more special than us? Are you more special than me? Are you saying that you are, you know? There's certain things, and there's certain things that not about even being special. It will be like, is this Christianity? Like I read somewhere, someone was saying this is witchcraft, you know, that which a man of God was practicing was witchcraft. And I said, you know, I said to another, I said, the problem with this is not because it is not Christianly, it's not because God cannot ask a man to do it, it is because it is not meant to be shared. It is not meant to be shared. These are deep things that if God should ask this man of God to do it, it is not too much for God to ask, because God is not limited to our Christian experience. God is not limited to our Christian principles or Christian tenets and all that. God is not limited to that. You know, all these laws and rules are for us. But God can do things outside that. And if he needs someone to do that, in fact, you will be in error for you not to obey him because you say, no, this is not Christianly. This is not Christianly. Did God tell you that he's a Christian God? Did God tell you that he's religious? You know? And so it's not beyond God to ask something of you that is outside the norm that you know for a Christian, or outside the norm that you know for your religious circle. It's not outside, I mean, it's not too much. God is the owner of the whole earth. You know, the rules and the laws are given to us to guide us, especially for a particular time and all that. But God can act outside that. But the important thing is, if God is asking it of you, you're sure it is God. Be careful that it is not everything that you share with the world, especially when it comes to the deep ones. When the time is not right to share it, when you share it, you will suffer for it. The Lord is asking you to be patient, to internalize the things he's dealing with you on, and not be too quick to share with the world, or else he will suffer for it, and you will suffer for it in a double way. All right. So another reason that God will want you to keep to yourself, to internalize that which is asking, that is teaching you, is taking you through that odd thing, that thing that is not exactly clear, that is not exactly the norm, that people are not used to. One reason that is asking you, you know, not to be quick to share or to take everyone into it, is the fact that the immature, it may make the immature to fall. Now, the first thing I said is for his own sake, for God's own sake, for the things he's doing. Some of the things that he's taking you through, if you share it, you may cause some of his people to, you may cause his own name to be maligned because you have not fully understood even what he is sharing with you. If you share it, it's too deep for most people and it can cause him some damage. The second one is that it can cause you, and it will cause you a lot of damage, even more than it will cause any other person. And the third one is that you can also injure the immature. Now, there are things that the very mature can do, and it's okay. But the immature, must not do. Because at that stage, what they are learning are things that will form pillars in their Christian walk, form pillars in their godly walk, in their walk with God. By the time you introduce it to them at that level, they are going to be looking at using it as the foundation rather than as the lintel or as the roofing, and it will not work well for them. It's not the same material that goes to the foundation that goes to the top to roof it. They are different materials. So that which is teaching you, the immature, it may make them to fall. Now, there are deep secrets. God has deep secrets with his people. In fact, he's willing to share with you even more secrets. He's willing to share with you even more than he's sharing with you right now, if he can trust that you can be a custodian of his secrets. He wants to share with men certain things that he doesn't even want them to share forever. Apostle John was on the island of Patmos. There were things he saw that he felt they were not, to be shared. Daniel, there are people that God showed things and they just knew that these things are to be folded and kept for a time, not even in their own time, that they will not share at all. You may ask, so why was God showing it to them? You see, there are certain things that if I know, certain things that I know that will make me act in a different way from how I would have acted. I have certain things that, because of how God showed it to me or taught me, it will make me to respond to your weakness in a different way. It will make me to respond to another person's way of doing things in a different way. But he did not give those things to me to share. So if he doesn't want you to share it, but the knowledge itself, he wants it to pass through you so that it will transform you. Because you can no longer be unaware of that which he has shared with you. But it is not for you to share that which is given to you. Note this, it will be injurious to you who is sharing. It will be injurious to God's name and God's cause on earth, which is not good in any way. It's also going to be injurious to those who are immature and they will not understand this. Either they will not understand this and it can cause them to backslide, or they will grab it and take it and make it their foundation rather than, wait until it's time when they are mature, which is when they can actually apply that knowledge. So you are to treat shallow waters. You have to understand that there are shallow waters and there are deep waters, and only a few can go to the deep end. That deep water is for you. Keep it. And then sometimes you will now come across someone and both of you are going through similar things, and God wants each of the two of you to share with one another so as to encourage each other. And sometimes God will lead you to someone who is older than you in the faith, someone who has gone through that, and he wants you to share with it so that you will understand that you are not seeing funny, so that you will understand that you are not out of line. You're still in the way. It will make you to go to such people. But do not make the mistake of carrying the crowd into deep end. Do not make the mistake of carrying the crowd into deep waters. No, that's for you. The things God is showing you, the things God is dealing with you on, the deep things that he brought you to come and see, they are not for you to share with the world. The deeper, there must be some things inside of you that people do not know about. They don't know. You have not shared. It's not said, unless unto the people that God has given you to share with, or else you know, you yourself will become shallow. You know, deep calls unto deep. God wants you to be deep. In you being deep is when you can relate with him, because God himself is deep. He's a God of mystery. He's mysterious. And if you cannot come into that clique, you can't come into that clique and keep your mouth sealed, you may not qualify for the next thing that he wants to do. You may not qualify for the next information that he wants to give. You may not qualify for the place that he wants to take you into. You must be able to see and still keep your mouth sealed. When it comes to those deep things the Lord has been sharing with you and is about to share with you, if you cannot keep that which you have kept in your hands right now, you may not be able to take the ones that are coming. It's not because you are bad or you are saying bad things. It's not because you want to share bad things. But sometimes even the good ones, they are good, they sound pleasant, but the Lord shared it with you for you to keep, not to share. And it's only when you do that that you'll be able to. All right, yes, the light is actually also giving me cue, and that is it for today. Thanks for being with me. Don't forget, make sure that you do not take people into the deep waters that the Lord has not called them to, and that the Lord has not prepared them to. You know, the shallow waters are for everyone, but the deep waters the Lord is taking you to is for you. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure being here. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.